Let's start our lecture 13. Okay, now we are going to start with female reproductive system. So let's start, and this is your female reproductive uh, now system. Now you can see that this is your what, ovary, isn't it? These are your, this is the view, sectional view of an ovary. It's showing you with the outermost covering, and it has remove the outermost covering and then showing you the section of it. Okay, now it's a section and it's with the complete outermost covering. Now what do you see that these ovaries are lying where? They are lying in the pelvic cavity, held against on the lateral walls of your what, you can see they are held around the lateral walls of your uterus, isn't it? By your what, by your ligaments, isn't it? And these are the major ligaments, ovarian ligaments. Can you see? They are holding them with the uterus. Okay, and there are also, and you know what is the major role of your ovary? It produces egg and your female hormones and estrogen and progesterone. They will look into the structure of the ovary later while doing with oogenesis. Okay, now right now we are doing with the system. Now this is your uterine tube. Okay, now uterine tube, it extends from where? From ovary to the uterus, lateral angles of the uterus. Okay, now this is one of the major portion of your uterine tube. Okay, now you can see that here it is what, funnel like, and it has got the finger like projections which we call as what, fimbriae. Okay, and they open into where? This infundibulum is opening where? Into your abdominopelvic cavity. Okay, and very close to ovary, and its opening is called as what, ostia, and it is surrounded by finger like projections called fimbriae. Can you see them? And they are having basically ciliated cells on them. Okay, by their movement of these fimbriae, they create a current by which ovum released in ovulation comes into it. Okay, now you see that this infundibulum then further moves, and here is the curve. This curved region is known as what, ampulla, and basically fertilization takes place in this curved region. So in this curved region you can see this is your ampulla. Okay, now your uterine tube joins with the uterus. Okay, and what is the major function of your this uterine tube? It transports, it protects, and it nourishes your ova. What it does? See, it produces ova and hormones. Okay, and what it does? It transports, nourishes, and protects your ova, and basically fertilization takes place in this region only. Okay, now moving to your uterus. Now uterus is what? It is a pear, it's a hollow and a pear shaped organ. It's a single, see, it's a single structure. Okay, it's a hollow structure and it's a pear shaped structure, and from the anterior end at the lateral end, you can see anterior lateral end, it is receiving uterine tubes. Okay, and it extends till your what, to the vagina. At the lower portion of it, it is what, it is opening into vagina. Okay, now if you look at uterus, it is made up of 3 layers. What are those? The outermost layer is known as your perimetrium. Okay, and the innermost layer is known as endometrium, myometrium, which is your muscular layer, and the perimetrium, which is the outermost layer. Fine. And what is this? What is the main function of the uterus? It provides what? It provides a suitable environment for the development of the embryo. Fine. Now look, this vagina is opening into your uterus. This uterus is opening into vagina. This region where it is opening into is called as cervix. Okay, so this is your cervix, and then vagina, and vagina ultimately leads to the exterior of your body. And entrance of this vagina is partially covered by a membrane called as hymen, which is basically thought earlier to be a sign of virginity, but it can also be destroyed due to physical exercises and all. Okay, now we are moving to the external genital organ. Okay, now look at the female external genitalia. You can see that this is your mons pubis, and this is a raised region, therefore it is known as mons pubis. Due to estrogen, fat accumulation takes place here, and at puberty development of hair takes place. Now look at this. The outermost covering is labia majora, which is made up of two folds. Outer fold is skin like and has got hairs and pigmented, and the innermost to it is it's unpigmented, and it has got sebaceous glands on it. Okay, and it doesn't have hair. Then comes the next layer is your labia minora. It is also again two-fold layer, and it is the layer which is basically surrounding a opening which is called as vestibule. This is entire structure is called as vestibule, and it has got two openings. One is your urethral orifice and another is your vaginal orifice. Okay, and now what does happen? When urethral orifice, urine comes out. So in female there is a separate opening for genital tract and urinary tract. It's separated. Now vagina, you can see that it has got a membrane which is called as hymen, and labia minora has got two layers. Okay, and it contains a highly vascularized, and it lacks hair. It is highly vascularized and it lacks hair, and an upper part you can see here. It forms a structure which we call as clitoris, which is you can say it's homologous to your penis, male penis. Fine. So this is about your external genitalia. Now we are moving to the gland, which is the major gland associated with female reproductive system is your milk gland, isn't it? Your mammary gland, isn't it? Now you can see here that this is basically located in your thoracic region, isn't it? So you can see here there is a layer of what? Now muscles are there, and a fat deposition is also there, and basically it has got openings, and these ducts are called as lactiferous ducts. Okay, and these are your what? Glandular tissues. Okay, and they have got ampulla where your reservoir of your milk is there. Okay, and in males also they have mammary glands, but it is rudimentary. Okay, and it has got openings which is called nipple, and around that nipple there is a pigmented region which is called as areola. Okay, and we find that this development of breast starts with puberty, and in puberty, and in case of a nursing mother it is highly developed. In a pregnant lady it starts developing, and in a nursing mother it's highly developed. And the major hormones that play part in milk production is your prolactin and oxytocin. Thank you.